I just wanted to give a quick demonstration because sometimes I have clients asking me how to treat a payment that's been received in advance. Now that payment could be a deposit that is being made for some sort of future service. It may be that the client just has a bit of extra money and wants to put it towards a future payment that has to be made. Or it might be that they've overpaid an invoice. They might have paid it twice, and instead of asking for the refund, they've asked if you can just keep their account in credit. So how I would do this, I'm going to use the example in the demo company of Jacaranda Maple Systems where we have this $2,000 received in advance. How I would record it is I would, instead of going into create, I go into match. When I go into match, I'm not going to be able to find a match because there is no invoice. So instead I'm going to scroll down to where it says new transaction, and I'm going to go into a new receive money. It's going to then give me the options to put some details in directly. It's already picking up some of the information. It's picking up that the client is Jacaranda Maple Systems and the date of the payment. But what we're going to have here is an option for direct payment where we just record it to whatever account it's going to go to. But if we want to actually record it in a slightly different way, we have two options in the drop down here. One is prepayment and one is overpayment. Now, if this is an overpayment, so we've sent the client an invoice previously, they might have paid it twice, or they might have paid a little bit too much on it. What we're going to do is click on overpayment, and it will put that amount through to an accounts receivable account. So it will actually, it will be on their client ledger file saying that they've overpaid it. Next time we raise an invoice, it should hopefully flag to us that there's been a payment already made and that the client already has paid part of that invoice potentially. And that's how we would treat that. If it's a prepayment, we can pick the prepayment option, and we can work out where we want to record that. Now, to me, it is probably likely if it's a prepayment, it's sort of like income in advance. That would be where I would be recording this to. So we're going to type in here revenue received in advance, and we're going to record it to that. It's sort of a deposit really. It will still flag that it's with that Jacaranda Maple Systems, and as you can see here, it's actually recorded an invoice here. So if the client wants an invoice to be generated, we can use that to give the client the invoice, which may be what they're after. When we then go in later on to do the services for that client that they've paid in advance for, we would recognize that in a slightly different way. What we're going to do is we're going to generate the service that we're going to be giving to them, so whether it's a sale of some sort, and then we would probably, my recommendation would be to put another offsetting line in there to offset it against this revenue received in advance. But anyway, just giving you the options on how to record this at the level where it's a prepayment or an overpayment. Hopefully that will help you when you're doing this in future.